oh god.
Hello, and welcome to Cooking with August, Episode 4. Tonight we will be making peanut butter and banana French toast, prepared to be fantasticized. Okay, so for this recipe, you're gonna need eggs, which I got here. One egg, to be in fact, if you're just feeding yourself, unless you're feeding more people, like I am tonight. I'm feeding my family, because they're hooligans and don't know how to make food for themselves. And you're gonna need peanut butter, bananas, some vanilla extract, some syrup, and some bread, and powdered sugar. So we're gonna start off by cutting our bananas in slices. So I'm gonna get out a cutting board. I also got out butter because we're gonna need butter for our skillet. So when you start this, you wanna cut your bananas. Oh wait. Sometimes people cut the banana in half and then take the peel off that way, or they'll start from the end. But when I peel my bananas, I do it like a flickety flick, and it's fantastic. Hold on, this banana isn't cooperating. Ooh, look at that. Nice and clean. Alright, this banana is slightly bruised, but that doesn't matter because you won't see that when you're eating it in your sandwich. In your French toast sandwich. And when you're cutting these in slices, it doesn't really matter the size. They just all need to be generally the same size because you're going to have to put them on the bread and they'll have to sit there evenly. And depending on the thickness or width of your banana is how many you're going to fit on one slice of bread. So these bananas aren't going to sit on the bread themselves. We're going to have to stick them on there with something. And what that something is peanut butter. So we'll need a spoon and a knife. Or just a knife. I mean, it's bureaucracy. Yeah, it's definitely your preference. It doesn't matter how you cook. Because how you cook makes you. You are your own chef. This is your world. So I'm using a spoon because that's what I want to do. I'm going to spoon this peanut butter onto this bread and then smear it around with my knife. And we want to do this to both sides. And not both sides of one piece of bread, but both pieces of bread on one side. Kind of confusing. I mean, you could do it on both sides, but then it's going to get in your egg and stuff later on, so I wouldn't suggest it. So now that we got that out of the way, let's put our bananas on there. And it also depends on the size of your bread, because last time I made this recipe, I used basic, just like white bread, and I could only fit 9 slices, but now I was able to fit all of my slices, and there's 12, well, 13, yeah. Now that you have your banana slices on, like I do, put the 2 pieces of bread together, and you have a sandwich, a French toast sandwich. Now you gotta make the French toast part of it, so you're gonna need some eggs. So put your egg in the bowl that you got at the beginning, and get your whisk. And just whisk that egg, and beat that thing. I'll do it right next to the mic so you can hear it. Beat the devil out of it. Okay, now that the egg is beat, and it should be nice and yellowy because of the yolk, you know, but like it shouldn't be very clear. It should be like this nice thick yellow with no like splotches. We want to dip the sandwich in there and get both sides nice and eggy, because that's where the French toast thing comes in. I believe vanilla extract needs in there as well, so we'll check the recipe. I'll put that up on the screen real quick. So you can see the recipe. Yeah, you need vanilla in there, and it's only like a teaspoon of vanilla. Here is the ingredients: a dash of vanilla extract, which is fantastic. It's wonderful how they say a dash and stuff, because it's up to you how much a dash is. This whole thing could be a dash, or just this part that I have left, or I'm probably gonna put too much in there. But a dash, it's whatever you like. That's the magic of cooking. That's what makes it taste different every time, is the amount of ingredients and the amount of each ingredient that you put in it. Now I got my vanilla extract in there, and mix it up a little bit more. So it's sweeter. It doesn't need mixed up much because we already mixed it up a lot. Okay, so we're going to get our butter and put it on the skillet and turn the skillet on to medium heat so the sandwich doesn't stick to it. And it says you need like 2 tablespoons, but you don't really. It kind of depends on the size of your skillet. Currently I'm using a small skillet because all the other skillets were dirty. But yeah. So that'll melt and get all nice and nice. You could also use this cooking spray. What is it? Vegetable oil. You spray that on there, which would be faster than butter, which I should have thought of before I put the butter on there. But while it's melting, I'll clean up my area, which is what you should do as well. always clean up while you're cooking, so you have less of a mess when you're done. And don't throw away milk cartons, those can be reused. Give them to someone who has chickens, so they can fill them with eggs. And then sell them and make money, money. Now that the butter's melting in there, it's on medium heat, we're going to dip this in here and get each slice of bread, nice and soaked in the egg. And get nice and wet and eggy. And keep in mind, you only needed 1 egg for 1 sandwich. If you want to make more, just put more eggs in there. And 1 egg is plenty, because you should have a little bit extra when you're done. I mean, I do. You don't necessarily have to. Cook it how you want it. Okay, this is nice and soggy and yummy. We're gonna go put it on the skillet. And there is no set time for it to cook. You just want to cook it until both sides are like brown-ish, not like dark brown, like light brown. Like you went to Hawaii. You're a very white person and you went to Hawaii, and then you're like tan when you're done. You're there for like a week. You get this wonderful tan while on the beach. And then that's what you want it to look like. That's what you want your bread to look like. I mean, don't use brown bread, because that might get in the way of finding the color. But yeah. Make sure the spoon is out of the spoon. But yeah. That is pretty much it. I used 1 banana. That's 2 spoonfuls of peanut butter. A dash of vanilla extract. A teaspoon of butter. 1 egg. And then for toppings, you want syrup and powdered sugar, which I like to keep in this fancy dancy container. Keeps it nice and good. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to show you guys while it's cooking, but I mean, we could talk about news, movies and stuff. I don't know. You guys heard they're rebooting the Jumanji movie? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is producing it. yeah. Let's take a moment and think about that. Jumanji, made by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be very good. Ghostbusters, the reboot of Ghostbusters. People are hating on it still, even though they're projected to get $50,000 or $50 million opening weekend, which isn't a lot. Because like Ninja Turtles made 130 million at the first movie, so I don't know. The Ghostbusters reboot isn't looking fantastic, and no one's liking the new music. The Fall Out Boy remix of the new music has 50,000 likes and 50,000 dislikes. So yeah. Other things in news. Brexit happened. I don't know if you guys are keeping up on politics in other countries, but Brexit is Britain's exit from the European Union, or the EU. So it's like the United States with like a bunch of countries, and so that's a big thing. They voted on it yesterday and left the EU, and now they're in a big discussion with the EU on all this stuff like trade and jobs and immigration and agriculture, and it's a big move. This is going to be written down in history books. So yeah, let's check on the sandwich. I'm going to use a spatula to lift it up off the thing and flip it over. It was definitely not on there long enough, so it's not brown yet. So, we'll just do the other side now. And then, we'll go back to it. But, yeah. I don't know. More news, let's think. They're making another Transformers movie. It should be the last one in the series. And, Michael Bay just, showed off one of the new, Transformers. His name is Squeaks. I don't know. Justice League leaks. I don't know. These are all like nerdy movies because I follow up in the nerdy movies. I watched Warcraft the other day. I don't think it's as bad as movie reviewers are saying. Fans are definitely enjoying it far more, whereas like Rotten Tomatoes is giving it a higher score than, say, a movie reviewer, like IGN or something. Yeah. But hopefully you cooked along with me tonight, because this is gonna taste fantastic. It looks fantastic when it's done. I can guarantee you that. If you head over to the Cooking with August Instagram, it's just Cooking with August underscores in between each word. There's a fantastic picture of peanut butter and banana French toast, which I was planning on making last weekend. I want to apologize again for that. I didn't get to cook last weekend because my computer decided to update. So it decided to update, and I couldn't run the stream. But I made it anyways because I was hungry. I had to eat. I gotta eat. This isn't just me making food for you guys. I gotta feed myself. I gotta stay alive. And it looks really good, and it tasted really good. And I hope you cooked along, because you're gonna this is gonna be fantastic. I say fantastic a lot. But I mean, you can always go back and re-watch this, and I will and then cook along with that, and tell me how you think in the comments, because these are all saved on the YouTube channel. So yeah, here, I'm gonna put the recipe up again, so you guys can look at that. Alright, so while it was flipping, one side is brown, one side is not, so we'll get that finished up. So I noticed we got a nice viewer named Chris Smith, one of my friends. Used to play video games with him. Now I don't really. Anyways, he wants to know what my favorite DC villain is and hero, and I'm not as big a nerd as you guys might think. It's not saying being a nerd is bad. I am a nerd, but I'm not that big a nerd. So I don't know very many villains in the DC universe, but I can say that my favorite hero is Martian Manhunter, a very overlooked hero. He's like the last one of his kind, pretty much. He was in one of the old Justice League movies, and for some reason they haven't brought him back. He's been replaced with like Shazam every once in a while, or yeah, just Shazam. But yeah, Martian Manhunter is my favorite hero, and he's always overlooked, which disappoints me. I don't have a favorite Care Bear, Chris, which is normal, I'd say. Normal for me, because I don't watch Care Bears. But I mean, you could watch Care Bears if you want. If that's your thing, go watch Care Bears. I'm not stopping you from being you. I wasn't allowed to watch Care Bears because when I was younger, I had a dream about the Care Bears coming and killing my father in my garage. So, yeah. But yeah, that's why I don't have a favorite Care Bear. But yeah, I don't know. Going back to the previous question of favorite supervillain from DC Universe, Um, I don't know, cause I don't know very many. I kind of like Killer Croc from Batman, but I don't know if he counts as a super villain because he's just like a small villain for every once in a while. But yeah, here let's check on the French toast sandwich. So you want to make sure both sides of the sandwich are brown, uh, because there's raw egg in it, and raw egg can get you sick. You can get salmonella or something from it, unless they're uh, pasteurized eggs, I believe. Um, which I don't. It doesn't say on the carton for mine. Although these are produced without hormones, which is actually a controversial topic. Having factory farming or not, which I don't want to say my view on that currently because I do not have enough facts on both sides. But I feel that some of the arguments on both sides are stupid for specific reasons. So I mean, if you want to try and figure those out, you can do some research. You know, I might do it. Tell you guys about it on my Twitter. If you want to follow my Twitter, month of August, underscores in between each word, and the O in of is a 0. Okay, so I think that about wraps it up. The French toast, peanut butter and banana French toast sandwich is about complete. We'll show you it. Oh yeah, it's looking good. One thing to mention, that when you flip your sandwich, make sure the bread doesn't get caught on like the edge and like get bent like a piece of paper would, because then you'll cook your peanut butter and your banana on the bottom, and you don't want that. You just want the sandwich cooked. I'm gonna grab a plate and then I'll show you guys this with syrup and powdered sugar on it. So I got it on the plate. My favorite Powder Puff Girl is the green. No, I don't know. Each Powder Puff Girl is. Oh, it's not even open. The syrup's not even open. Each Powder Puff Girl like represents a specific emotion or like stereotype of the human. Like this isn't like me being. I watch Powerpuff Girls, but like it's easy to notice if you like watch it once or twice, because I used to watch it when I was younger. They all like retain specific attributes of stereotypical humans. So like the blue one is like always shy, but has like this hidden power or like hidden strength that she doesn't show off very often. It's like saying that, like reinforcing that, like don't judge a book by its cover. And like the red one's just like the leader, the overall. She's kind of good at everything. And then the green one's just a tough girl who like hides her emotions. So I don't know. I'd say I can more relate to the red one, like a master of all trades, like cooking and stuff, But I can't relate to the green one or the blue one as well, because I'm not like tough, and I don't like try to hide stuff. I like to be open with you guys. Or the blue one, because I'm not very shy. I'm obviously like cooking in front of a camera for 3 viewers right now. But yeah. So I got this all syruped. I'd have to say the red one. And now we're gonna put some powdered sugar on it. You could use a spoon or a fork or I'm just gonna use my fingers. And I just got not two handfuls, like 2 pinches. Now I'm gonna use my big banana knife to cut it in half. No. Yeah, should I use my big banana knife or my butter knife? Probably my banana knife. We're gonna cut it diagonally, because I don't like cutting it straight, square. I like it to be different. Also, I think the triangle is a better shape than a rectangle. You can make rectangles out of triangles. You can't make triangles out of rectangles. It's a more diverse shape. Alright, let's show this to you. I don't like Patrick or SpongeBob, Chris, so. Alright, that does it for tonight's episode of Cooking with August. Thank you for watching. And I kept it short and sweet for you guys. Only half an hour rather than the 45 minutes. Thank you for watching. And have a good night.